What's going on, guys? It's Infinite here on 5 Minutes or Less. Today we're going to be looking at adding reverb and delay to our vocals, specifically on a verse vocal. So here I have set up two channels for reverb and delay, and these are called sends, meaning, hey, I'm sending my audio this way to run it through an effect, and then the effect is going to send it back, if you look at these routing, back to the master. And remember, everything that the listener hears is on the master. So however it sounds here is how they're going to hear it. So as you can see, I actually have my verse vocal running to both a reverb and delay. And if you're wondering what this is called a bus. So basically, all my vocals are bused to the vocal bus, meaning that they have to run through this channel before they make it to the master. This would be like, let's say I wanted to do an effect or an EQ move on all my vocals at once. Instead of having 3 different EQs, I can actually just do it here. But for the tutorial series, I actually did them all individual. I may have actually done it here if I was mixing this just for a client. And then again, the beat, right now it's just a stereo beat, so there's just one thing going to the song bus, which is the same concept, has to run through this bus before it goes to our master. But let's say you had a bunch of stems like a kick, snare, synth, run them all into song. That way you could maybe do a little bit of mixing on just all the instruments, save yourself some CPU and some time. So anyways, back to effects. The way you get them over here, by the way, is you right click whatever channel you want to send over there, and you go dock to, in our case, the right. And then you can color it and do all that stuff. But I don't want that one there, so I'm going to put it back to the middle. Same thing with over here, you just dock it to the left. So here's the reverb. I actually did an EQ before the reverb because I didn't want any super lows or even some low mids, and I didn't want any highs or high mids in there. I really just wanted that mid-range just to give it a sense of space. So here's the vocal dry, but with all the EQ and stuff we did.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill. This the reason I'm alive and I'm feeling straight privileged.
Okay, and it sounds good. But this reverb is going to be really subtle, but it's going to give it a sense of space. So I'd really suggest headphones or nice studio monitors when you're listening to this part.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill. This the reason I'm alive and I'm feeling straight privileged.
So again, really subtle. I'll increase it just so you can hear what's happening.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill. This the reason I'm alive and I'm feeling straight privileged. Life full of love from above, bring 'em real here. So please join the movement, cause I could really feel this.
Reverb.
Yeah, I could really feel this. Yeah.
And so again, it just creates a sense of space, makes the vocals feel like they fit in the beat and the whole thing a lot better. They're not two separate things, they're one. Then again, delay does a very similar thing. Oh, also, I just did the fruity reverb, generic reverb. You want to, since it's a send, you don't want any of the dry signal in there because that would be doubling up this. So just the wet, which would be the reverb. You'd only want the dry if you were doing it like inserted on the vocal channel, which I rarely do unless I'm doing it for like a trippy effect on a chorus vocal or something like that. I have a pretty fast decay, like 1 second. Basically, you could just copy approximately where all these knobs are if you'd want, and they'll sound pretty good. And again, you don't need this EQ, you just need a EQ with a high pass and a low pass. And you can just, again, pause the video, copy my settings if you'd like. Ain't no harm in that, right? Use your resources. And then here is a delay. Again, rolled off the lows, rolled off the highs. This was just specific to my vocal. I'm not saying that every vocal would have this, but there was just a weird sound in the delay, and so I cut it out. And I ended up going with the Waves H delay. I just liked it a little better on this take. Feedback is how much it's going to loop the delay or how long it's going to be delaying. So again, you can do that to taste. You want 100% wet since it's an effect. And I have a 4th note delay on this one. So now here again is the vocal dry.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill.
And here's the vocal with reverb and delay.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill. This the reason I'm alive and I'm feeling straight privileged.
So really subtle. Again, I'll crank them a little bit just so you can hear what's happening more prominently.
Coming with the flow like yo dog chill. This the reason I'm alive and I'm feeling straight privileged.
And so it gives it a nice texture. You know, I might actually end up doing it a little higher than I originally had it. I like that texture. And so yeah, guys, that is verse vocal effects in a nutshell. Have a great day.